Hi, good to see you in Books to Boardrooms with Dr. Kiran. Today we have Adil Memon, the Vice President, Content and Marketing at Zee Entertainment. Thanks, Adil, for coming for this particular show.
Thank you, Doctor, for inviting me.
So, can you just give a little background about yourself as well as Zee Entertainment?
So, I started my journey in 2006 with a publication house back in Bombay. I used to be a sales guy. After doing sales for a year and a half, some of my friends thought that it's important that I should get into the research part of it because I knew numbers a little bit. After getting into research, I joined Zee TV back in India in 2007, and after learning the media basics and everything, I got an opportunity to come to Middle East. So from 2009 till date, I am working with Zee Middle East.
Okay.
And I've worked practically in almost all departments in Zee. So knowing the channel, how it starts, how to operate, how does it go on the satellite, come to a television, everything. And it's an amazing journey, and I'm sure kids would learn more about it as and when they go about it.
So, can you just give a little background about what made Zee TV come to Middle East?
So there are roughly 32 million people, Indians living outside India, and all of them wanted to be close to India. So what better than watching content that is from India? So that gave us an opportunity from, coming from India to this part of the world. We came around 95 in this region, and we started a journey with Zee TV, then Zee Cinema. 2008, we started entertaining the Arabic viewers with Zee Aflam. 2012 was a launch of Zee Alwan for Arabic viewers. Then we progressed, and then we started our Arabic productions in Syria, Egypt, Lebanon, and now we also have our digital platforms for both South Asians as well as Arabic people.
So, typically how many channels Zee operates in Middle East market?
So we have 5 channels that are directly linked with advertising, which is Zee TV, Zee Cinema, Zee Aflam and Zee Alwan. Okay. Apart from that, we have roughly more than 30 plus channels which are available on the pay TV platforms like Etisalat, Do, Ooredoo.
Okay. So, you have channels and the pay TV channels. These are the two different categories.
So basically what happens, there are channels where you do advertising and there are channels where you can't do advertising. Okay. So it's called a pass-through or a direct beam channel.
Okay, so you have both the categories.
We have both the options available.
And do you have any sort of idea what sort of customer viewership you have in this region?
So Zee TV has been a #1 channel since 2009.
Okay.
In the general entertainment space for Hindi viewers. Zee Cinema has been a #1, #2 from last 5 years in the Hindi movie genre. Zee Keralam, we just started the journey. We are at close #3. And Aflam Alwan, we are in top 10 in the Arabic region.
And how you measure that where you stand?
So all the television stations across the world, they have a third-party research agency. Okay. Out here, the agency is called Ipsos, and the methodology that they work is called CATI. CATI, which is called Computer Aided Telephonic Interview.
Okay.
And here the panel or the sample changes every day.
Okay.
Unlike in most of the advanced markets, you might have people meter where the panel is constant and the change only happens once in a year, which is around 20% of the panel. But here it changes every day. So we get a data on a monthly basis for the South Asian channels, on a weekly basis for the Arabic channels.
Okay.
And the rating currency is the same, the TRPs, the reach, the time spent, the audience share. This is the same thing.
So is it necessary that you always try to achieve more market share, viewership? Is that something?
So market share is an outcome of the ratings that a channel achieves from the available viewership across the television stations.
Okay.
To gain an incremental market share is very difficult, given the competition that we operate in. To gain a little bit of incremental GRPs, I would say it's still easier.
Okay.
Because market share is operated from the total television. GRP is within the channel, so it's easy. That's a difference, primary.
So you're talking about the competition. So can you throw some light on who are your major competitors in this market?
So basically for Zee TV, it would be Star Plus, Colors and Sony.
Okay.
Zee Cinema would be Star Gold, Setmax. Aflam, Alwan, MBC Group, MBC 1, 2, 4, MBC Drama, Rotana Khaleejia, Dubai TV, Abu Dhabi TV, SBC, Saudi TV 1, all mainstream Arabic channels. We are, I think, the only private entity which is operating 100% private entity to the best of my knowledge which is operating in the Arabic space as we speak in the broadcasting business in the region.
So how you get an Indian channel get so much of Arabic content? So do you have content creation team or you buy content? How does it work?
So the Indian channels, largely 95 to 98% of the contents we take from India.
Okay.
But for the Arabic channels, we have two differentiation strategy over there. One, we take the content, we re-edit and we dub it in the Arabic language. Secondly, we buy content. We buy content from Turkey, East Europe, multiple Arabic markets like Lebanon, Syria, Egypt, Saudi, Kuwait, multiple areas we buy the content. We have also used content from Pakistan, which was an epic series, I believe.
Okay. So do you have a local production team in terms of content creation or this language editing and
So from a cost optimization point of view, it's always easy to outsource it.
Okay.
We have a creative team out here, we have an on-air team, but we don't have a production team. So anything that we like to produce, we outsource it.
So that's good. So when you talk about your dealing with a multiple region, can you share some information about which are the countries or how you segregate this region or for ZTV?
So basically, UAE is primarily for South Asians.
Okay.
So for example, if I want to sell ZTV or Z Cinema or Z Kerala, my focus area is UAE.
Okay.
When I talk about Aflam and Alwan, it's Arabic. So my primary focus will be Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
So these are the two regions. There are primary other regions which are associated with Arabic businesses called Egypt. Now Egypt is a hub of production. Like you have Bombay for Bollywood, Egypt is for Arabwood.
Okay.
Now out of 100 content pieces that are being produced in the region, roughly 70 of the content pieces will be produced by Egypt.
Okay.
And it's a 100-year-old cinema industry out there.
Oh, that's good. So just want to understand from a consumer point of view, the viewer's point of view, if you are in which all countries in this region, you are able to watch ZTV?
So ZTV is a pay TV channel. So in pay TV, we are distributed via Etisalat and Do in UAE, Ooredoo in Oman and Qatar, Batelco in Bahrain, STC and Mobily in Saudi Arabia, and Zain in Kuwait.
Okay.
So it's a pay TV platform. Apart from that, you can watch us on Yup TV. It's an OTT via streaming platform. We are available on Z5. We are available on Vayak for Arabic. So there are multiple ways you can watch us. Aflam and Alwan are free.
Okay.
So if anybody has the Arabsat or a Nilesat decoder or a free decoder, they can just tune into our channel details and they can just watch it.
So you have both paid channel and the free to air channel?
Correct, correct. Because in Arabic world, entertainment is largely free except sports.
Okay. So from a typical marketing point of view, how do you increase your viewership?
See, to increase the viewership in a population when you're targeting roughly 250 million plus, it's difficult. When I'm referring to 250 million plus, I'm referring to the MENA region. Now, the communication in any form is very expensive. Like if I have to convert a particular viewer to my channel, I have to spend X dollars on that person. So the easiest way for me is to acquire those content which has a marketing pull.
Okay.
So we rather invest more in the content and use digital mediums to attract more sampling.
So when you get the content, but you need to still let the viewers know that we have this content and the content is going to be played.
Correct.
So what sort of platform you use to promote, even if you are in the TV segment?
So basically we have a very strong social media presence.
Okay.
Aflam and Alwan roughly are around 18 to 20 million followers on Facebook.
Ah, okay.
And we have around 4 to 5 million people, a combination of YouTube plus Instagram put together. So roughly we're talking about 25 million people that we can touch base just by putting a post
Okay.
at any given point of time. And for the Asian part also, we have roughly around 5 million people across GCC and other parts of the world into multiple social media platforms.
Okay. So you that's where you promote your product. Or let
Correct,
the-
because see today the incremental sampling can only come when you take a digital viewer onto television. It's not other way around because digital is already taking viewers from television.
I think that's what I ever to ask that.
Yeah.
You see there's a shift from the television to the small screen?
So basically convenience is the name of a game today. So I cannot tell Dr. Kiran, come and watch me at 9 p.m. Dr. Kiran says I have an appointment at 9, I'll watch at 8. I have to respect it.
Okay. So that convenience is there.
So convenience is the name of a game today.
So that's the reason you're in all the platforms available so that.
So we are a content making organization. Platform could be anything. You can watch us on a mobile phone, a tablet, a television, or any other form that is available. Today, these are the known forms. Tomorrow, we don't know what will be the known forms.
So when you told you're in all the forms, that means you're going as close to the consumer. So wherever the consumer wants, you are available for them to watch.
Correct. We are there in all possible touch points where a content can be seen.
Okay.
So our ambition is, that the customer at any given point of time should not feel that, oh, Z content is not available in a particular type of a platform. We are there, it's a matter of choice of a consumer, how he wishes to see us.
So when you talk about the revenue models of any organization, when it comes to television channels,
Sure.
There are two modes of revenue. One from these platforms where they screening your content, so they will pay you for the subscription.
Sure.
And the other is the advertising revenue.
Sure.
So do you have advertising revenue in this region? Do you have channels, customers coming and advertising in Middle East?
So basically, the revenue is divided into three parts.
Okay.
The first part is the advertising revenue. So whether it's a pay TV channel or a free channel, we have advertising models for both.
Okay.
Second is a subscription revenue, which you were referring to, that when you are on a particular platform, they pay you for it. It is not necessary that the platform might pay you for all the channels, but they always pay you for the mainstream channels, like ZTV is a mainstream channel. So we get a second source of revenue from there. And the third source of revenue is syndication. So we have a library of roughly 300 hours of content, which we resell to multiple countries.
Okay.
So that is another source of revenue for us. So primarily there are three sources of revenues.
Okay. So how does COVID impacting you guys? I mean, is because I heard that during COVID times, because it's during lockdown, everybody sitting at home,
Sure.
the viewership has increased in most of the
Correct.
The brands, and most of the brands were finding challenges to get the right content because people are getting over the content much faster.
Correct.
So how we will overcome those situations?
So it's a funny thing that entertainment is the cheapest form. If you think about it, like if you're sitting at your own residence for 30 days, you pay like $30 and you can watch as much as content you want. But the moment you step out of your house, you can't even buy a proper meal in a proper restaurant for 4 people at $30.
Yeah.
So if you see, entertainment is the cheapest form currently available. Secondly, there was nothing much to do, what I've understood so far. So they thought that watching television or content was the easiest thing to do, and it's safe, The challenges that the industry faced was that the initial period, entire production was stopped. And because of that, there was some delays in showing original content. But I believe the industry had understood the game and now they're back in action.
Okay. So just want to understand. So do you work with the advertising agencies and marketing agencies, or you directly work with the clients for getting your advertising?
So largely we believe that it's the relationship with the advertising agency is always better, because for us the touch points are limited. So for example, if I have 10 advertising agencies, I have to focus on 10. Those 10 agencies might have 100 clients or 200 clients or 500 clients. Now if I was to cater to 500 clients, I need a workforce of 50 people. But if I have to cater to 10 agencies, I just need a workforce of 3 people.
So you basically more work with
So we rather go with a B2B strategy than a direct B2C strategy.
Okay, so and your salespeople, they only target these agencies, or they do go to the consumers to promote ZTV, to get the consumer advertised through these channels?
So for us, the consumer here would be a retail outlet, let's say like a Lulu or a Landmark Group or an apparel group. But largely they are so big institutions today, they also come via an agency.
Okay.
So our focus is 95-5. So 95% we go to the agency, 5% would be one-off clients coming like that.
Okay.
Any mainstream channel would rather focus on a advertising agency because the cycle of money is easy.
So if I may ask, most of your customers are based out of UAE, or do you have your customers coming out of, customers when I meant is that the brands?
The advertisers.
Yeah.
So if you see ZTV, Z Cinema, Z Kerala, 95% of the brands' offices would be based out of UAE, 5% would be from other GCC markets. If you talk about Aflam and Alwan, 50% would be UAE, 25 would be other GCC, and 25 would be Egypt.
Okay.
That's how the combination goes across.
So do you have marketing people sitting in these offices, or everything is operating out of your Dubai office?
So our primary office is based out of Dubai Media City. We have an entire team sitting out there who is focusing on the Asian business, the Arabic business, both in the linear and the digital form.
Okay. So how convenient is being in Dubai to handle the Middle East market? I mean, as a country, as the facilities, as the features, how well is for a media company to set up an organized office in Dubai?
I would say Dubai is the easiest place to start a media office.
Okay.
Because everything is process driven. There are certain steps that are already defined by the authorities. It's easy to walk in, understand the steps, and start the operations.
So it's an easy way to do business in Dubai.
Very comparatively to the most part of the world, I would say Dubai is the most easiest place to start a media business.
Okay, that's good. And do you have any plans for expansion, the Middle East office?
So we have already expanded into a new vertical which is called Arabic productions.
Okay.
We have already started mainstream Arabic productions in countries like Lebanon, Egypt and Syria. We've already finished 4. Fifth one as we speak is about to start in Lebanon. There are 3-4 more in the pipeline. So this is a new vertical that we have started. Because of COVID, we were not focusing on events, but as we see that there are a little ease up happening in the market, we might again go back and focus on events also.
Okay. So when we talk of the customers, you told that there are 32 million customers outside
India. Correct.
Indians living outside.
Outside.
And there are different, even South Indians are there, North Indians are there. So
sure.
South Indians may be preferring more vernacular language content,
Correct.
wherein North Indian or Central India will be focusing more on Hindi speaking.
Correct.
So do you have any sort of idea how you segment your market actually?
So basically when we come outside India, we don't say we are targeting Indians, we say we are targeting South Asians.
Okay.
So when I say South Asian, anybody who understands Hindi, or let's say people from the Indian diaspora. So roughly 32 million people are living outside India, around 9 million Pakistanis live outside Pakistan, 10 million Bangladeshis are living outside Bangladesh. We're talking about 50 million people.
Okay.
Now we have regional languages like we have Bangla, we have Malayalam, we have Tamil, Telugu, Kannada. Now if you go to the Asia Pacific region like Singapore, Malaysia, and you have a lot of Tamilians over there. So we have Zee Tamil over there. When you come to UAE or GCC, we have Zee Keralam targeting the Malayalis. So basically when we say Zee TV, we're talking about South Asian and we prefer to target the 50 million diaspora. Okay. Because largely people understand Hindi and properties like Saregamapa and Dance India Dance is loved by everyone.
Okay.
So here you don't need the language to understand, it's the content that is pulling you.
So you have a wider audience content also, and then you have specific, so segmentation is both. So if you see a lot of Malayalis living in a specific area, you have a Zee Malayalam targeting them. Yeah. And then you in Singapore and Malaysia where a lot of Tamilians are there, you have a Zee Tamil. Correct. And Hindi being a common language and understood by everyone, so you have that for common. So that's the strategy of segmentation and targeting.
We have all the regional languages available in most parts of the world at a la carte basis.
Okay.
So if there is a Maharashtrian living in a particular part of the world, he can go and subscribe to Zee Marathi.
Okay.
Or a Punjabi, then Zee Punjabi.
Okay.
Or Bangla, a West Bengal guy can go to Zee Bangla.
Fine.
So there's a choice given. You go and subscribe to whatever you want.
Oh, that's great. And how you see Zee TV going forward? I mean, the challenges they are going to face, or because of the online and digital media taking quite a lot of market share. So where you see that how the television industry is going to head in the next 5 years?
So our understanding is that, content rules.
Okay.
Medium can be anything.
Fine.
Today, if we come up with a great content like Jodha Akbar again, people will come back to television to watch that particular content piece.
Okay. Fine.
So, we have to focus on the content rather than a medium. If the content is right, people will come back to you. If the content is not right, no matter what medium you are available, they're not going to see you.
For winding up the show, just want to understand, what is Zee TV's key strengths?
We are good storytellers.
Okay.
So we believe that we understand the pulse of the consumer. We have done that in the past, we are doing it now, and inshallah we'll do it in the future also.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Adil. Thanks for your time. It was wonderful talking to you.
Pleasure. Thank you, Doctor.
So it's great talking to Mr. Adil. I hope we get a fair idea and understanding about the media industry in this region. Until I see you next time, thank you.